y'all, today we're going to do a little hip opening to get your legs moving and energized. So we'll go ahead and start on our mats. Obviously, where else would we start? And you can place your feet flat on the floor. Hands are maybe about 6 inches behind you, fingers pointing out to the sides. And then we're just going to windshield wiper our knees side to side here. So not too much movement, just a small range of motion. Nice. We'll just do this a few more times. And then we're going to stop in the center, take our feet a little bit wider, and then we're just going to let one knee come in at a time. Not forcing anything here, just small movements. Cool. Just do this a couple more times. And then go ahead and come back to center, and let's go ahead and take an easy seat. So legs are crossed. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Bring your right hand out to the side, reach up and over, stretching towards the wall or whatever's over there on that side. You might be doing this outside. And reach up and over, stretching the other way, keeping both hips on the floor. And once again, we'll do it to the other side. Stretching, lengthening that left side of the body, and other side. And come back up to center. Nice. Go ahead and take your hands to your knees. Inhale. And exhale, round your back, pulling your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, round. And inhale, lift up. And exhale, round. And inhale, lift up. Good, go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. Feels super awkward. I don't know if you ever get used to it. And then go ahead and take your left hand to the floor, reaching up and over. We're very pollen-y here in Atlanta, so I might cough a few times today. Apologies. Stretching the other way. And up and over to the other side. And last one, stretching towards the right. And come back up to center. Nice, this time go ahead and clasp your hands. Press your palms away from you, round your back. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, round. And inhale, come up. And exhale, round. And inhale, come up. And exhale, release your arms. Shake everything out. And then go ahead and make your way to child's pose. So we'll bring our feet together, knees apart. Sit our hips back onto our heels and then stretch your arms forward, lengthening your body. And then just settling here in child's pose for a moment. We'll take a couple breaths here. And one more breath. Okay, go ahead. Inhale, come back up to table. And then take your right foot forward for low lunge. So you can either keep that back foot untucked or tucked under, whichever one feels better for you. Lengthening through the crown of your head, pulling your right hip back, left hip forward. Okay, we'll do another breath here. And then go ahead and bring your hands up to your knee. Keep pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. And still lengthening through the crown of your head. And then go ahead and reach up with your left arm, reaching towards the ceiling. One more breath here, and come back down to the floor. Go ahead and switch sides, bringing your left foot forward for low lunge. Same thing we did on the other side. Go ahead and pull the left hip back, right hip forward, and then reach through the crown of your head to lengthen the spine. We'll do a couple breaths here. Good, and then go ahead and bring your hands up to that front thigh again. Still pulling that left hip back, right hip forward, and reaching through the crown of your head to lengthen. And then go ahead and reach up with that right arm. Nice, you might feel a stretch right here in the front of the right hip. I'm pretty tight today, so I definitely do. Go ahead and take another couple breaths here. And release, nice. Make your way back to table, and then move your knees back about 6 inches, lowering down onto your tummy, and we'll press up to Sphinx. So from here, palms are flat on the floor, dragging your forearms back towards you and reaching through the crown of your head to lengthen your spine. Lots of lengthening always. And we'll take one more breath here. Go ahead and lower back down, resting your head on your hands. And then from here, I want you to take your arms out to the side, palms flat on the floor. Bend your elbows so they're at a 90-degree angle. And then you're going to turn your head towards the right and bend your right knee so that the knee is in line with the hip and your knee is at a 90-degree angle. So you are here on the floor. You stay here. I'm going to stand up so you can see what this looks like, but you stay where you are. So you're essentially like this on the floor. Okay? So just letting the floor support you. Hopefully you didn't stand up with me and do that. If you did, that's fine. Whatever. And we'll just settle here for a couple of breaths, just letting this all relax. Nice. And again, you can stay here for as long as you would like. We're just going to hold it for maybe one more breath and then go to the other side. Okay, go ahead and switch sides nice and slow. So we'll just turn our head, and then left knee bends, bringing that left knee in line with your hip, knee at a 90-degree angle, and head turned towards that bent leg. And we'll just pause here for a few breaths. Again, you can always stay here for as long as you would like. Feel free to pause me. That's not a problem at all. We'll just do one more breath though here. Nice, and then come back to center. And then go ahead and bring your arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Press the tops of your feet into the ground. Press your hands into the ground. Pull your shoulder blades together and then lift your head and chest off the floor for locust pose. And make sure you're breathing here. Keeping the head in line with the spine. We'll take one more breath. And lower down. Good. Go ahead and press back to child's pose again. So feet together, knees apart. And make your way up to table again. And once again, step your right foot forward for low lunge. This time we're going to tuck that foot under though and lift the back knee. So from here, go ahead and spin the back foot flat and then take your hands over to the front left corner of your mat for down dog lunge. So from here, make sure that you're pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Make sure that you're pressing down into all four corners of your right foot, and then keep that right knee opening towards the right as you stretch towards the left corner. We'll take one more breath here. Come back to center. And go ahead and lower that back knee. And switch out to the other side. So left foot forward. Go ahead and tuck the back toe, lift your back knee, spin the back foot flat, and take your hands over to the front right corner of your mat. So from here, make sure you're pressing into the outer edge of the right foot, all four corners of the left foot, and then keep that left knee opening towards the left as you stretch towards the front right corner. So holding this for one more breath. And coming back to center, back to our lunge. Lower that back knee, make your way back to table. And now we're going to go ahead and keep our toes tucked, straighten your legs, press your hips back for down dog. So from here, let's go ahead and walk our dog, alternating our heels. Make sure you're really stretching through the back of each leg individually. Pressing your chest toward your thighs. Pressing your hands down into the ground so that we're keeping our upper body engaged. Settle back to center. Then go ahead and float your right leg up. Bend your right knee and push that foot up and over to the left while keeping your left armpit lifted. So we have a tendency to let that armpit drop. stay lifted so that your upper body's square, and all that's happening is the nice opening of this right hip. So we'll hold this for another breath or two. Make sure you're still pressing down into the mat with your hands in the one foot. Inhale to come back to center. And then exhale as you straighten your leg, lowering it back down to the mat. Nice. Go ahead and inhale, float the left leg up. Bend that left knee, push it up and over towards the right, keeping that right armpit lifted. So again, we're not trying to sink here. We don't care how high the leg is. We just want to make sure we have a nice integrated pose. Keep breathing. And make sure you're pressing down into the mat with your foot and both of your hands. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale to come back to center. And then exhale as you straighten your leg, floating it down towards the mat. Nice. Go ahead and bend your knees, walking your hands back towards your feet. And settle here in forward fold. Bend your knees even more. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, lifting your head and chest. And go ahead and inhale to come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We're going to do a couple standing poses now. So you can stand in the center of your mat. Go ahead and take your feet wide. Even so that your feet are right under your wrists. Go ahead and turn your right foot out and keep the left foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Bend your front knee, bringing that forearm to your thigh, back hand to your hip. And then from here, we're going to reach the top arm overhead. Make sure that you're using this arm, this bottom arm, to push the knee open towards the right, and then stretch your chest towards the ceiling. Good. Make sure you're lengthening from the tips of your fingers down to that back foot, getting a nice stretch in the left side of the body, and also a nice stretch in this bottom hip. Good. One more breath here. Inhale to come back up. Turn that right foot in. Left foot turns out, keeping that right foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Inhale, lift up, and bend that front knee. Forearm to your thigh, back hand to your hip. Using that forearm to press the knee open to the left, and then turn your chest towards the ceiling as you extend the top arm. Make sure you're really lengthening that right side of the body, stretching from your fingertips all the way down to that back foot. Keep opening that hip towards the left. We'll take one more breath here, and inhale to come back up. Good. Go ahead and turn your feet parallel. Do y'all hear this pollen? It's terrible. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fold forward, bringing your hands to the mat. Good. Relaxing your head and neck, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, lift up halfway. And we're going to just skate side to side here. So go ahead and bend your right knee. And then make your way over to the left. Nice. Just skating side to side. Nice even breaths here. We'll do this a couple more times. Moving slowly and in a controlled fashion. Nice, settle back to center, straighten the legs, relax here just for one more minute. Inhale, lift up to your fingertips, bring your hands to your hips, and go ahead and press through both feet to come to standing. All right, from here, go ahead and walk your feet closer together. So for this next pose, we're gonna do garland pose. For this one, I need to have my feet a little wider apart. Like if I was this way on my mat, I would need them to be as wide as my mat, but I'm gonna face you. So you take your feet as wide as you need to, whether it's hip width or wider than that. So from here, we're gonna inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arch up halfway, and then exhale as you sink your hips towards your heels. So it's almost like we're doing child's pose, just in a different angle. And then from here, you can either hang onto your mat if you need that leverage. You can bring your hands together, using your elbows to press the knees away while at the same time squeezing your legs against your arms, and then lengthening through the crown of your head once again to stretch up. So this pose used to be my nemesis. I've gotten a lot better at it. I used to just fall onto my butt because I don't have the proper range of motion in my ankles, but I've been working on this one a lot. I started with like 5 seconds, then I moved up to 10 seconds. So it just takes some time with some of these poses. So do what you need to do to get your body feeling good. You don't need to force anything ever. That is not the point of yoga. And I'm really just talking here to try to distract myself because this pose is still kind of miserable for me. So we'll just hold this for a couple more breaths. Ooh, I'm proud of myself for hanging out this long. And one more breath. Good, and then go ahead and place your hands on the floor, stretch your legs, and we'll just hold this forward fold for a moment. Nice. Go ahead and inhale, arch up halfway. And then we're gonna make our way down to our mat, so you get there however you need to. So from here, we're gonna lie all the way onto our backs. Ooh. Go ahead and bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And then bring your legs into your chest, clasping your hands either behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin. And just hold this stretch for a moment. Good, we'll take one more breath here. And go ahead and switch sides. Crossing left ankle over right thigh. Go ahead and flex that left foot. Pull your pinky toe away from you. And then bring your legs into your chest, clasping your hands behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. And we'll hold this for a couple breaths. And release. Okay. Uncross the legs and then go ahead and bring both knees into your chest. Giving yourself a hug. And you can either stay here or if you'd like, you can take happy baby. Hands come to the outer edges of your feet, arms to the insides of your legs. And then pull your knees towards the floor while at the same time pressing your feet up towards the ceiling. And we'll just settle here, holding for a couple breaths again. Nice, one more breath here. Good. If you're in happy baby, you can bring your heels back towards your hips and then bring your knees together. And then from here, you can either bring your feet flat to the floor and then roll to your right side and press yourself up, or you can stay on the floor and take a nice little shavasana. So whatever you feel like doing, hopefully your hips feel a little more open. And make sure you check out my other YouTube videos. Fun yoga stuff for you. And if you're in Atlanta, you can also come see me in person at Interfusion Fitness. Thanks, y'all.